Hi, everyone. My name is Aldo Avila, and I'm a solutions consultant at Rapyd. I help all types of online businesses get started with Rapyd to expand their global reach. Today, I'm going to teach you how to integrate Rapyd Checkout into your shopping cart. Checkout is a hosted solution that lets you accept hundreds of different payment methods from all over the world. Payment methods like local and international cards, bank transfers, e-wallets, and even cash. You can start accepting both one-time payments and subscriptions. When your checkout solution automatically offers all the ways customers want to pay, more shoppers become buyers, and site conversions goes up, and cart abandonment goes down. Checkout is secure and is PCI DSS certified. Rapyd takes care of all regulatory and compliance requirements and has world-class built-in fraud protection. And if you have further questions, you can always go to support.rapyd.net. So let's go ahead and get started with integrating checkout. So as you can see here, I am at the Rapyd docs. So if you go to docs.rapyd.net, you'll hit the site, and then you can click on the API reference to actually get to the reference. And then what I'm actually going to use to do this checkout integration is I'm going to do it in Python. And I'm going to run a web server using Flask. So let me go ahead and get that started. So I do have a virtual environment, so I want to activate that. Done. And then I'm going to activate screen as well. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and server. And then I'm going to create another screen for the actual code. Cool. So let me just show you real quick what I have right now, which is actually a checkout that I pulled out from GitHub. I found one online. And so let me run that real quick. Okay, so it's running on my local host, and I went ahead and changed the host entry to direct to, so that my checkout.com actually redirects to my local host. It's on SSL. Obviously, I don't have a signed certificate running, so I'm going to go ahead and just accept the insecure connection. And as you can see right now, we have just a very simple checkout. We're selling coffee today, Premium Global Roasters. And let's go ahead and just show you real quick what it would look like. So let's add it to the cart. Let's add some espresso Lux. And then if you go to checkout, you can see your shopping cart and then proceed to checkout. Right now, it's just doing a redirect. It's basically taking you to what you ordered and removing the stuff from your cart, right? So now what we want to actually do is we want to connect that call to checkout to actually take us to the Rapyd host checkout. So let me go ahead and open the code there. So if you go to, I went ahead and created this, basically this class here, or this file here with a rapydcheckout.py. And there's nothing in there right now other than that's redirecting me to what you were seeing before. So I'm going to add the code here. But just to give you an idea of what we need to in order to integrate, let's go to our documentation. And if you go to here, we got the checkout page object. We're going to eventually want to make a call to the create checkout page in order to actually get this happening, right? And so what's going to happen is when you do a call to create checkout, it's going to return to you a URL that's going to take you to the hosted experience. So in order to make this call happen, first we need to get the the headers and the signature and everything working correctly. So we have some useful code here. If you go to the message security section of our documentation, specifically, you want to look at the request signatures. We have code examples here for different languages. We have Java, Node.js, Curl, Ruby, Python, PHP. So obviously I'm using Python. So let's go ahead and just copy this in there. Let's do that for right now. Let's comment out our method here. And then you can see what's happening here is there's an idempotency key, which obviously should be unique. It's useful there for when you're doing the create payments call. We don't need that here. Let's see. Let's get rid of it from the headers just because it's not necessary for this particular example. And then, okay, so here we're building the URL. We have the path. We create the salt here, which is always going to be a unique number. And then we actually need to get our access key and our secret key. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you log into your client portal, obviously you can toggle between production and sandbox once you've created an account, but we're going to be playing in sandbox right now. So copy your secret key. Obviously, you don't want to just paste that in here when you're putting in when you're putting it into your actual real code, but for the sake of our demo, we're not trying to be as super secure. But your secret key should not be easily accessible like this. You'd want to probably put it into an environment variable that is encrypted. Okay, so we have our key set up, our access key, our secret key, and let's actually just give it a shot. Let's see what we get. So this is going to call our country list in order to return the countries we have available. So if we call it directly, it should work. Oh, there we go. I forgot to install requests. So pip install requests. Cool. Sweet. So if you see, it was a successful call to get. We have all the country lists here. So good. We can now start working on making this a call to checkout. So let's open up that file again. And if you can see, I actually already had it calling this function, which I'm passing in the list of products and the price. So we're going to want to shift all this over. Okay. And so what do we need to do to make a checkout call? So for create checkout, let's see, we need to pass in an amount. We need to pass in a complete payment URL. This is where the checkout will redirect you to once the payment has been, or once you've gone through the checkout, you want to be redirected somewhere, right? So in our case, we're going to want to redirect it back to the original URL, which was this /checkout path. And then let's see, we have a merchant error URL. If you want to show your own error, you can pass in a customer object. A lot of this stuff is not completely, is not necessary. Some of it is optional. So let's just do the bare minimum here to get this to work, right? So I think what we're going to do is, so here you can also pass in the card items, which I think is something we're going to want to do as well. So let's use, let's go ahead and start working on this. So one of the things we need to first of all change is we need to change this to a post, since we are going to be posting this time, not just retrieving information. And then we want to change this to the actual URL for checkout, which is, as you can see here, C1 checkout, right? So if I were to, okay, all right, the salt, this should stay this as is. We don't need to change that. We don't need to change the access key, secret key, but this time there will be a body, which we didn't have for the get. So we need to actually create the body. So let's go ahead and do something like create our JSON object here. So and what's the price? Checkout body. Let's say country is one of the required fields. Saying it needs a 2-letter ISO. Okay, so that US. Then we need to put in the currency. Let's stick with USD since we're going to be working for in the US. And then the complete payment URL. Sorry, the complete checkout URL. And you need to put in the entire URL, including the HTTPS. So. Okay, that's about everything you need actually for the most basic user checkout experience here. So let's actually now dump this JSON into a string. And what we actually want to do is remove any spaces that would normally have been added there from the dump. So because when we sign this, we want to not have any of those spaces there. So if something, since if the JSON was going to look like this, let's say that it looked like and then the space. So we wouldn't want that because that's going to affect the way that the signature looks. We would want it to be like this, right, without the spaces. I'm sorry. So this is super important. Then let's see, what else do we need to do? So bodies here, to sign, the body is already included. Signature, okay, yep. Got it, okay. Okay, cool. And then here we're going to need to do header, URL, and then add the JSON, add the actual body here. Okay, and this is going to, I don't like just having an R here, so let's change that to response. And we need to actually get the redirect URL out of this, which is, if you look at the response here, it's going to be under data, and there it is, redirect URL. So what we want to do here is, let's say, hosted URL is going to be response.json data redirect URL. We don't need to print this anymore. And return host checkout URL. Cool. Okay, let's give this a shot. Refresh. Accept the unsafe connection. Let's do Colombian Adventure. Add to cart. Proceed to checkout. Oh no. Separation. Oh, duh. My bad. It's not separation. There we go. Silly me. Go. Let's go back. Proceed to checkout. And we have another issue here. Okay, so let's actually print that out to see what's going on there. Or now I'm going to step through it. Okay, unauthorized API call. There's the issue. Another silly mistake. All right. Cool. All right, we got redirected. Great. Okay, so as you can see now, we're in the hosted checkout. Here we've set it up. So you can actually customize your hosted checkout experience to some degree. You can check out, or you can set a logo, which I have here. You can change the color of your button, and then link where the fallback URL will be. So if you click on the back to website, it would take you back to the site. And then also you can select what the payment methods that you're going to be accepting. So right now I have clicked the bank transfer, card, cash. So if we go to the checkout, you'll see that those are the ones that are available. So card, cash, bank. So let's just do a quick cash one. So cash, you go ahead and place your order. And then what you would then need to do, if this was in production, you would take this code and take it to a participating POS location and actually make the payment for $14.99. So I'm going to click finish, and then see it takes me back to my original checkout page. So I can go ahead and get started again. So let's make a small change here. Let's actually add the items now that we are purchasing. Let's add those into the checkout. So let's go ahead and do our for loop for products. And then we're going to want item. So we have item name, item amount, item image, and you're going to also want to put quantity. And then finally, checkout body. Oh, here I'm going to add something first. So I'm going to want to body. And then cart items. Now we can go ahead and add it to okay. So just to give you an idea, the inside of product is an array, and it has this information already. So this is going to be name is under 1. Amount is under 2. So the image, we want to construct the entire URL. So this is where I'm actually hosting my images. And then 3. And then quantity, this cart doesn't actually combine the items of the same type into quantity, and then increase the quantity. So for this sake of our demo, I'm just going to make it a quantity of 1. And that should do it. Let me just give you guys a little quick glimpse as to that array and where it was built. So here you'll see that ID was at index 0, 1, 2, and then 3, right? So that's where I got those numbers from. Okay, cool. Let's start this once again. All right, so this time let's add some Kona love to the checkout. Let's add a Costa Rica blend and the classic decaf. Let's go to the cart, proceed to checkout. Oh, here we go. Oh, interesting. Didn't like the location of the images, but you can see the items are here, but it did not like the location. Let's see. Oh, my mistake. Awesome. Okay. So for now, let's just go ahead and do another cache one. Just cool. All right, cool. So let's start it over. This time the images should appear there. So again, let's do Colombian Adventure. Add that espresso lux, Costa Rica blend. Let's go to checkout. There we go. Okay, cool. So you can see your items here. Let's go ahead and this time we'll check out using a credit card. Sandbox, we have fake credit card numbers that you can use to simulate a transaction. Place your order. And there you go. It got paid. Cool. So let's go ahead and there it is. Cool. Now, if you go into the portal and you can check out the transactions that you've created, go to payments, and then you'll see here. Here's our 2 cash ones. Here's our card one. Card transactions, obviously, those are synchronous transactions. They get automatically marked as paid. So you'll see that the status is closed and it got paid already, right? Cash transactions require outside interaction by the user, right? So a user is going to have to go to a POS location to actually go and pay the transaction, hand the cash over, and then it'll get marked as paid. In production, that's how it would work. In Sandbox, we should be able to mark these as paid. So let me go ahead and jump into this one. And in Sandbox, you can change the status and actually complete it. So there you go. That is how you integrate the Rapyd Checkout. As you can see, it's pretty simple, not a lot of steps. All the all the mistakes I made were silly mistakes on my part. And yeah, if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to support.rapyd.net, and we would help you with with any questions you may have. All right, hope you've enjoyed this quick little demo, and thank you.